Hey guys, hope you're having a great day. Your old buddy Tim back with another video for you in the conference room today because it is what my grandson Archer would call yucky outside today. It is not a good day to be out doing videos in the car, so I thought I would just do it in here. And that's good because it lets me use my notes, which I really need for this video because this one involves math. Oh, I'm terrible at math, but I have been getting this question a lot on the channel, so I thought I needed to address it, and that is this. Tim, if interest rates rise in 2022, what effect will that have on the housing market, not only in North Alabama, but across the country, because this is going to be something that is going to be everywhere. So, you know, we're starting to see some inflation now in the economy. There's some chatter that the Fed is going to raise interest rates, not just mortgage rates, but interest rates across the board to try to ease the spending a little bit to stop inflation. Now, what effect that will have on mortgage interest rates, according to my mortgage sources, the guys and gals that I talk to on a daily basis, interest rates could go up, but they don't expect them to go up a lot. But here's the thing, even a slight rise in interest rate is going to affect a couple of things. It's going to affect the amount of interest you pay back on a mortgage loan. It's going to affect how much your monthly payment is. And more than anything, it's going to affect how much house you can buy. Okay, and that's one thing I don't think a lot of buyers think about is the interest rate is going to determine how much you qualify for. So if you can qualify to buy a $300,000 house now with interest rates, you know, under 3%, if those interest rates go up to 4%, you might only be able to afford a house that's in the 260s or 270s. So I wanted to talk about that in particular today, and because I have had people go, you know what, I am not going to buy a house in this crazy market. I am going to wait until home prices come down. Well, here's the double-edged sword there. If you do wait for home prices to come down, which I got to tell you is not going to happen in this market for a very long time, but if that is your mindset, keep in mind if home prices go down, interest rates might also rise. So again, you may be able to afford a $300,000 home today, but if you wait a year or even 6 months and the interest rates go up to 4%, all of a sudden you can't afford that $300,000 home. So let's just talk about that a little bit. You know, we have had incredibly low interest rates over the last year. I mean, down in the 2s. Even now, I think we're in the high 2s, around 3, somewhere in there. That's pretty damn impressive considering that 40 years ago when I bought my first house, my interest rate, I believe, was 16%, and it was an adjustable rate mortgage, meaning it could go up every year. So any interest rate in the 2s is just incredible. That is what we call cheap money, meaning that you can borrow hundreds of thousands of dollars and only pay back, you know, 2%, 2.5% interest. That is really cheap money to borrow. But let's take a look at the difference in interest rate, just a few points in interest rates can make in how much house you can buy. All right, as I said, let's say you call your lender and they tell you based on your income, your debt ratio, etc., you are qualified to buy a $300,000 house. So you go out and find one, you're going to get a good interest rate. Let's say even the interest rate is 3%. So if you look at the graphic here, $300,000 house, if you're going to put down a 20% down payment and you have a 3% interest rate, your monthly payment, including taxes and insurance, is going to be just under $1,300, $1,295.18. All right. So that's what you could buy that house for, and that would be your payment if you got in right now and you got 3%. Well, let's say interest rates do start to rise and they go up to 4%. And from everything that I've read and the folks that I've talked to, interest rates in 2022 are not going to go crazy. They're not just going to completely shoot back up into double digits. They're saying in 2022 you might see low 2s to low 4s. Still a great rate. But again, every little point has an effect on how much house you can buy. So let's look at the same $300,000 house. If you have a $300,000 house, you're putting down 20%, your interest rate is 4, well, all of a sudden your mortgage payment jumps from just under $1,300 a month to over $1,400 a month. So you're going to go up roughly about $130 a month. And let's look at the amount of interest that you pay, because if we go back to the $300,000 at 3%, you are going to pay a total of $466,265. You're going to pay $125,000 in interest, all right? But if that interest rate goes up just 1 point to 4, you are going to pay $172,000 in interest, all right? So you're going to pay back a total of $514,000. So same price house, $300,000 house, same 20% down payment, same 30-year mortgage, one at 3%, one at 4%, and you can see the difference. We're again talking about $130 a month in payments and what, $50,000, almost $50,000 in extra interest. So, you know, that makes a big difference. Now, what if rates do jump to 4.5? That same $300,000 house, now instead of paying $1,295 a month, you're paying almost $1,500 a month, and you're going to pay back almost $200,000 in interest. So just a half a point is going to make that much difference in the amount of money it's going to cost you. Now, the other thing that people don't realize is interest rates determine how much house you can afford, because they determine your monthly payment, okay? We are a society that all we ask is, well, what's it going to cost me a month? I just want to know my monthly payment. You never look at the long haul. Well, if interest rates go up, the monthly payment goes up, therefore the amount of money you can borrow to buy a house goes down. And let's look at that. If you wanted to keep your house payment the same, if you were buying the $300,000 house at 3% and your house payment is $1,295, well, guess what? If interest rates go up to 4, if it goes up 1 point, suddenly you can't buy that $300,000 house and keep your loan payment the same. You have to buy a $265,000 house. Okay? Do you get what I'm saying here? If interest rates go from 3 to 4, you are not able to buy as much house for the same money. Instead of buying a $300,000 house, you can only afford a $265,000 house. All right? Does that make sense? Yeah? So that's why it's important, if you are looking at buying a home, rather than saying, well, I'm going to wait until this crazy housing market goes away and then I'll buy something, keep in mind that the house that you could buy today with an interest rate of around 3, you're going to be able to buy a whole lot less house in the future if interest rates go to 4. All right, so keep that in mind. Again, I do not believe that interest rates are going to go through the roof. Everything that I've looked at tells me that we're going to hover between 3 and 4. You know, low 3s is still cheap money, okay? But keep in mind, the interest rate that you get determines how much house you can buy. It determines how much your monthly payment is, and it determines overall how much you are going to have to pay back in interest. All right, so keep that in mind. Hey, I hope that was helpful. If you like what we do here on the channel, do me a favor, click subscribe, click the little bell notification icon, give us a thumbs up, and that way you will never miss another video. Also, don't forget, I have Revolved Realty here in Huntsville. We work with folks moving here from all over the country, and we would be more than happy to work with you as well. And one thing we can do is we can actually hook you up with one of our preferred lenders who will give you the absolute best interest rate possible, get you the best structure on your loan possible, and help you get it done quickly. All right, so there you go, guys. I hope that was helpful to you. Again, I don't think we're going to see interest rates go too crazy, but remember, even a half a point can have a huge impact on how much house you can buy. All right, that's it, guys. Get out there and make it a great day. I'll talk to you soon.